Thank you all for joining us. I know it's very busy. It's always very busy. So we are honored to actually have you carve out some of your time. Hopefully it will be useful. Truth of the matter is these webinars are as much to remind people that we're always adding a lot of new stuff. We're not going to certainly be able to go in depth on a lot of the new features. We've left off many features that we've added even in the last month. We try and pick the ones that we think are relevant. Of course, as always, we'll end the session this way. As always, the best way for us to actually share with you some of the new features, improvements, as well as what's on the horizon is for us to get on one-on-one sessions. And we'll talk about that towards the end a little bit. All right? So here's what we're going to cover today. Ready? Good news, bad news, good news. A lot of input, of course, on the fact that we've got that custom image editor. Enables you to add logos to products, blank products. We have officially launched, but unofficially launched a new tool that Lee's going to show you. Lee's on with us as well today. He'll introduce himself in just a second. Right now it works, but we haven't turned it on for all accounts. Within 1 week, we're going to actually turn on this tool. So we thought we'd give you a peek under the tent and show you what this tool can now do. And it's going to simplify adding logos to multiple images. Next is really a simple FYI. Lots of suggestions over the last few months. Is there any way where I could actually add and charge for bulk delivery? We'll show you that that's now available. Probably the biggest news in the last release is the fact that we have a new store type. I'll talk a little bit more about that when we show you what that store type is. And then we'll do some cleanup work at the back end, just reminding folks of some features that we have launched in the last month and a half, but really haven't had a chance because of the holidays and the weather up north to let a lot of folks know that we have these. So we'll let you know about that. All right?
All right. So we're going to start with a library product that has several blank images that we would want to apply a logo to. So I'm going to go into Search Products. We're going to go into this Feature Products library, and we're going to search for a basic product that has several blank images that we want to apply a logo to. So this is going to be where you can use the image editor to apply the logo to multiple images at one time. Okay, so first we're going to click on one of these blank images. Then we can choose to upload graphics. I'm going to upload the PNG image here. Then once we resize it, we'll click Save Design. Then once it's done saving, at the bottom, below where it says Upload Image, you'll see an option to apply. So you'll see Image Modifications. We can choose to apply, and this allows us to select multiple blank product images where we can apply the logo in the exact same place. So you don't have to continuously access a new blank image and upload again and again. You can just check these boxes, select whatever colors you need, and then click Apply. And then you'll see it's generating the images here. It takes about 5 to 10 seconds normally. And it will apply the logo in the exact same place as the previous image that you created. So that'll save a lot of time, so you don't have to keep clicking and finding the blank images that you want to use, and then re-uploading that logo. Okay, so all those images are created. And now when you upload a logo using the custom image editor, you no longer have to do that with other products. You don't have to upload the logo again and again. So if I go up here and I click on another image, what we can actually do is you'll see that there's a logo section up here. So any logos that you've uploaded to the store, you'll be able to reuse again. So if I click this logo, it's going to immediately upload inside the image editor. So you see I didn't have to click Upload Graphics again. We can do the same thing, resize, and ideally this would be for a different product. We already created the images we needed for this product. But you can also use Add Graphics over here, which is another way to look at your logos that you have for the store. And same thing, you can click, open, and apply that logo.
So that should help a lot in speeding up the store building process.
Now, if you feel like you need to change the positioning of the logo that was put on the image, or maybe your images are slightly off, like let's say you use the multi-apply option, and you just want to make adjustments, you can actually click into any of these created images and readjust the logo. So before it would save a flat image, you weren't able to readjust the logo. Now you're able to move that logo around. You can resize it and then resave it.
Next one is a little bit of a small one, but we get a lot of input on this little small thing, which is, boy, I'd sure love to be able to charge for bulk delivery. So this actually was released in the last release. Just wanted to at least mention it, make people aware that it's now in there.
All right, so under the store delivery options, we're going to uncheck shipping, but you'll see bulk delivery. We have that checked. We're going to uncheck pickup as well. But bulk rates, you'll see flat as a new option. It'll default to free when you're using bulk delivery, which is what it was before. But now you can upcharge for bulk delivery if the customer selects it. So yeah, simply select the flat rate option, enter any amount you want, but you can alternatively just leave it to the free option as normal.
Just want to make you aware that that was in there. All right, next. This is a pretty big one. After Lee shows you what it is, we introduced a new store type. There are some rules attached to how we're going to make this available, and we'll cover that after Lee shows you what we call our new corporate apparel store. So you won't be able to log into your dashboard and see this store type. We're going to turn it on a select account-by-account basis. It is designed from the ground up to be able to allow you to approach companies who are selling company-branded apparel, company-branded promotions. It's a huge sector. Currently, through other tools that we offer, about 15% of the transactions on our platform are corporate apparel stores. Huge market opportunity. So we just launched a month and a half ago 2 different iterations of corporate apparel store. We're just going to show you what it can do today. And then if interested, we'll explain how to reach out, and we'll have some conversations after the fact. Okay, so go ahead, Lee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so with the new corporate store type, you are able to upload an employee email list, and you can assign a balance to each employee as far as how much they're able to spend in the store. So with this next store that I'm going to show, we're going to actually go to checkout, and we're going to show how that balance can be applied. But yep, so we'll add a product to the cart. And we'll go to checkout. And so at checkout, what the employee can do, proceed through all the steps here. On the last page, they'll be able to see their available balance. They can see how much they can pay. They can choose the split payment option. And their available balance can, take care of, all of the payment. If it can't, then they can actually choose to pay the remaining balance using their credit card.
So in company apparel, corporate apparel stores, when you're approaching a company, I'm going to give you an example. I'm not going to name the company. We have a particular client that does a ton of business in healthcare. Healthcare companies, in turn, offer stipends, allowances to all their employees for fitness-related products. We have many clients, but one in particular has done a bang-up job in the healthcare sector. They approach a healthcare company. The healthcare company wants to buy apparel, fitness items, make that available to their employees. In one example, 6,500 employees. This client sets up an online store, and they allow a stipend for each employee. So in this one example, each employee is given $150 to spend from the healthcare company to go into an online store and buy whatever products they want. So the tricky part there has always been, A, how do you control who gets access to the store? B, how do you make sure that you have a control mechanism that can track in real time how much money an individual has available to spend? And C, frankly, the most complicated part, how to actually do all of that and still allow the shopper to come in, use up their allotment, use a portion of their allotment, or actually buy above and beyond their allotment if they wanted to. So this particular store type now has a split payment feature, and it does mean that it works perfectly for the corporate apparel sector. So what Lee's going to do now is he's going to go on the back end of the system, and he's going to show you a dashboard. So in the example we just gave you, corporate apparel store, not only do you have access to a dashboard where you can actually view all the employees, you can see how much allowance that they've been given, but you also can give your client access to a dashboard. where they can go in and do such things as delete employees, update the allotment amounts, change the allotment amounts across everybody all at once. So behind this particular store type is a pretty sophisticated mechanism or technology that can actually allow you to allow your client to go in and manage the entire process. And that's what Lee's going to show you next.
All right, so right now we're inside the corporate dashboard. So you can have multiple kind of divisions, of the corporation if that's needed, different employee lists. We just have the one employee list in this case. So we're going to view that employee list. And from here, you're able to see who's been invited. You can see all their contact information, and then you can finally see the balance that each individual has remaining. So as orders are being placed, this will probably look more, varied, but you can actually manage the employee balances as well. So if I click into Manage Employee Balance, well, you do have to select first. So it's not going to pre-select for you. You'd have to select from this checklist on the left. So you can select all of the employees at once, or you can select individually. So we'll select all. And then you can choose to manage the employee balance, and you can either add to the existing balance. So if I wanted to add $50 to all of these, so they have a $200 balance.
Boy, you're generous.
Yeah. Or we could take away $100.
That's more like it.
Yeah, by subbing. And then we also have the assign option, so you can just enter a brand new balance.
All right, and for those who may not be aware, and we do have quite a diverse audience. So Team Uniform Orders previously had two store types. We have what we call roster-driven stores, non-roster stores. In the case of roster-driven stores, they're typically set up for sports teams, clubs, and the advantage to having a roster-driven store type is the fact there are multiple advantages, but the fact that upload a roster of the team, store is set up, you can provide different catalog options for different teams, but the biggest benefit is everyone gets their own personal invite to the store, and each invite has its own unique login. That's huge. So we took those same elements and borrowed them for the corporate apparel store. So all these employees you see on this list, you'll notice on the left-hand side, they've not yet been invited to shop, but as soon as they're invited to shop, everybody gets their own unique login. That's what gives you the opportunity to track in real time what every employee has done, whether they've logged in or not, whether they bought something or not. So if you're thinking about the corporate apparel sector, if you're thinking about taking what you currently do and expanding, entering a new channel, we feel like we're pretty knowledgeable with that channel now. As I mentioned before, we've done a lot of work with clients in the corporate apparel sector. We know exactly most of the time what companies are looking for. This is absolutely the perfect fit for a lot of companies. We probably get 10 phone calls a week from large companies who are saying, hey, I came across a TUO store. I would like to set up a store for my company employees. So it is we're hoping that it is a very, very, very untapped market. And that if in fact it's something that interests you, at the end of the session, again, we'll remind how to reach out to us. What we are going to do, as I mentioned, not make it available to everybody. Simple reason is it's pretty complex process. So if you think you got someone on the hook, you think you got a company that might be interested, we're going to talk first, okay? All right. Now the last two we're just going to cover are not necessarily new feature releases, certainly enhancements, but frankly, features of the platform we believe you may not know about that we thought was important to remind. So Lee, what am I looking at?
Yeah, so this is the multi-store landing page. This feature has been around for a while, but we did make visual updates to this feature. And you do have the capability to have a much larger banner stretching across.
So what is it? What am I looking at?
Yeah, so this is a dedicated page that can host any number of online stores. But yeah, it's best used for large organizations that have divisions such as corporations or clubs that have all those multiple divisions. And we'll actually click into one of these. These are the individual stores that are hosted on the page. So you can click to shop now, and it'll take us directly to the store. It'll take the customer directly to the store.
All right, so I have a situation. I'm working with a large institution, a rec league, a junior college. They want me to set up 5, 7, 10, 15 different stores for different clubs, groups, teams. However, they all want it bundled under one branded umbrella. So this tool literally launches a one-page landing page, a website page, that contains as many stores as you want. So this is actually a store you've set up that's linked to this landing page. Go ahead and click another one. Cyclones. Let's do cyclones. I love cyclones. Now, the cool part about this is that you can actually set up stores with different close dates. That's CLOSE. And once the store closes, it automatically drops off the landing page. So you don't have to worry about whether a store that was set up on the landing page is still available and open. It will automatically drop off the page when it closes. So another fairly adaptive, flexible way as you're working with your clients to take in what they're trying to do and maybe suggest alternative ways than just setting up one store. I have a question. The last topic we're going to move to is just another FYI. You may or may not know that we're big believers in digital marketing. We do a lot of work with a lot of clients, helping them promote their businesses, promote online stores. Both Rich and I have backgrounds in pretty advanced marketing technology. So we're big believers in two things, and that the TUO platform, a byproduct of working with TUO. Number one, you're generating a very large customer base. Every time someone goes to a store, they check out, they're taking open their wallet, they're handing you money, and they're saying, I want to be a customer of yours. For whatever reason, not going to pontificate, but in this category, there seems to be a reluctant hesitancy or even, frankly, fear of remarketing to those people. These are your customers. They just dropped $400 or $500 in a team store. So we make it very easy for you to actually go in and accrue and get your growing customer base so that you can proactively reach out to them. So two things. A lot of folks are not aware that we have a reporting dashboard where you can pull information across multiple stores. So be aware, if you're not aware, the Dealer Reports tab at the top of your dashboard is the place that you can go to pull some pretty common reports across multiple stores, multiple time frames. Towards the very bottom, there's a magic button called the Customer Contact Report. So two things. Number one, it is the place where you can go and get every customer who shopped in a TUO store. They're your customers. But now we've integrated your customer contact data file to be able to automatically upload into your MailChimp or Constant Contact account. So if you're not familiar with either one, they're the top two email marketing software platforms that most marketers use. So used to be a year and a half, 2 years ago, we'd get a call a day, a call every 2 days. Hey, could you go into the TUO system and do a dump of all my customer contact information? It might take a day or two. And then about a year ago, we introduced the Customer Contact Report, where you could actually go in and do that yourself. And then 2 releases ago, we took it one step further, where if you synchronize your MailChimp and or Constant Contact account, we have a very simple way to show how you can do that. We're not going to cover that today. But your customer contact file can automatically be uploaded into your email software. Now the question, how many people do email marketing?
Yes.
Does it work for you?
Yeah, usually.
And how do you know?
That's a fantastic question, I guess, based on sales.
All right. What software do you use, if I may ask?
We use a software that's currently connected to our point of sale, but we're switching to MailChimp, so yay for us.
All right. Yay for you as well. So those tools, those POS tools, are really good. However, they're extremely limited. So it sounds like I'm doing a commercial for email software. The number one advantage to using email software is the fact that you can see exactly and precisely what everybody's doing. Who opened, who clicked through, who took advantage of a coupon, a discount. So a real simple application, I'll just leave it at this. If you need assistance in setting up email software, even a campaign program, reach out to us. We have seen it work so well for so many of our clients. It's the simplest thing that you should be doing if you're not. I'll give you one practical example of many. So a particular client of ours finally took our advice 6 months ago. They started setting up weekly email distribution to their customers, people who've come through a TUO store. It was not always just to sell something. Hey, just want to let you know we got a new machine. Hey, just want to let you know we're moving down the street. There's always something interesting relative to the business. And then 3 months ago, we said, you know what? Why don't we start setting up custom stores? So for all the customers who come through, divide them in by sport, divide them by brand preference, what brand they bought, and start to slice and dice your customer base and set up specific dedicated stores for groupings of your customers. So I'm going to add a list of 500 customers who bought soccer stuff from me over the last year, and I'm going to set up a discount soccer store. So in the email campaign, you could literally embed the products that are in your store. So when the campaign goes out, the viewer clicks on the item that's in your email, and it can take them directly into a TUO store. So if you're new to email marketing, you want some guidance on it, let us know. We at least wanted to let you know that we're making it easier for you now, even if you've not set up email marketing, to do so either through MailChimp or Constant Contact. Don't forget, we do this every webinar, the most valuable button or feature within TUO is right at the top right corner of your dashboard. Lee, what is that?
Yes, so this is going to be your means of contacting us. So if you do have any questions, if you want to schedule any sessions with us, you can also access a video resource library from this page as well.
So it won't delete your account. It's your direct connection to us. You're probably aware that it's there. But 2 things on this page. Number 1, if you ever want to set up a one-on-one session, if you want to do a small group team meeting and you tell us what topics you want to cover, use that feature right there, click to schedule one-on-one session. We do 15, 20 a week. But the real value of this page I wanted to point out, that is really most folks are not aware it's in there, and that is we do have a pretty robust how-to video library. So in the second section of the TUO Connect page, if you click on that button there in the middle, Lee, what happens?
Yeah, it'll take you to the dedicated page. You'll see all of the basic features, how to use those, as well as advanced features, and also previous webinars that we've done.